Charlamagne.
Yo, Vlad, what's up, my brother?
Everything good?
Yes,
Everything
sir.
Good?
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course. It's been a minute. I haven't been in New York for a little while, so this is why we haven't reconnected. Everyone's wondering, people like, yo, you beefing with Charlamagne? Like, nah, never that.
That's ridiculous. Like,
Never
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like, I see people tweet me that, and I'm like, why? Because I ain't been on Vlad TV in a minute? Like, I talk to you every other day, whether it's text or call or something like that.
Exactly. I was awoken to find out that Ciara is suing Future for $15 million.
I personally think that's ridiculous. The reason I think that's ridiculous, man, because if you're the mother of somebody's child, you know, y'all have a child together, you know, that man should not want to ruin that woman, and that woman should not want to ruin that man. You know, taking money out of Future's pocket is essentially taking food out of your child's mouth, whether or not that money is coming to you or not.
Yeah.
It's just like, why do that? Like, why cause that kind of stress? Why cause that kind of energy between y'all when y'all have this seed to raise? I don't care that he went on a Twitter rant. He went on a Twitter rant. He called you a bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything slanderous or liable, like you're an unfit mother, you're beating the child, you're doing this, you're doing that. So why do that to him?
Right.
I don't get it.
I think a lot of people also don't realize that when you file a lawsuit, like a civil lawsuit against somebody, the amount is just a number that you just come up in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not actually based on anything. Like, I could sue you for $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, for example, like Ronnie Newt is suing, you know, the creators of Empire for $1 billion. Because that's just sounds like a great number.
Yeah, I was always taught you aim high in a lawsuit. Aim high, see what you're gonna hit.
No, but ultimately the jury decides, you know, or the judge will decide the amount. So 15 million is just a number she pulled out of the air.
If I was the judge in that case, I would say, look, Future, you're rich, Ciara, you're rich. Both of y'all knock it the fuck off and figure out how y'all can raise this child together.
Yeah.
You're not getting rewarded anything, you're not getting rewarded anything. Figure out how to co-parent the seed of y'all's together. Like, what y'all beefing over? Like, it almost seems like you still like him.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And vice versa. It seems like Future might still like her. You know what I'm saying? If you're upset constantly about seeing her and Russell and the child together and you're tweeting about it and she's upset because he's saying things about her, like, it seems like y'all still like each other. And guess what? If y'all still like each other, fuck every now and then.
I mean, it's really about the kids, too, if you really think about it. Like, fuck what y'all got going on. Like, I interviewed DOC not too long ago, and I asked him about Erykah Badu, and he had nothing but positive things to say about her.
As a person, as a human being, she's probably, outside of my children, my closest friend, bro.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like, I know that person loves me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she knows that I love her.
And I don't know what went on in their relationship. You know, they're not together or whatever else, but he had nothing but positive things to say about her. And he even hit me before the interview and said, hey, you know, Erykah's going to see this, so this really has to be, you know, the most positive, beautiful thing because, you know, she's the mother of my child and everything else like that.
That's what it's about at the end of the day. It's about the parents having a healthy relationship so their child can have a healthy mind state. Like, whether you realize it or not, I don't care how, you know, young that child is, that child feels energy. That child feels the energy between the mother and the father, and that shit is gonna affect that child in some way, shape, or form. So especially, and it makes no sense when you got two people who are capable of making their own livings, are capable of providing a great life for this individual. Y'all have no reason to be beefing with each other, other than the fact y'all may still like each other. That's the only thing it could be. Because Ciara, if you want Future to shut the fuck up, just tell him shut the fuck up. Future, if you want to see your child, tell Ciara, y'all want to see my child. That shit should not be on social media. It shouldn't be no lawsuits. That whole situation is whack.
The interesting part also is that at one point Future went on a Twitter rant and said that Ciara is, you know, demanding $15,000 a month in child support, you know, in order for him to see baby Future. And it's like, well, if you suing him, how's he supposed to come up with the $15,000? Because he's going to spend all this money on legal fees, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And of course, she denied it, and it's just a big mess, man.
You're taking food out of your child's mouth because you're costing the father of your child money. And like, I don't have no problem with her getting whatever she wants a month. You know, I do think some of those numbers, those astronomical numbers are too high. But I'm a stern believer if you treat the baby of your mother right, then that's just going to trickle over to the child.
The mother of your baby.
Yeah, if you treat the mother of your child right,
yeah,
You know, that's just gonna trickle into the baby. If the baby mama's happy, then the baby's gonna be happier.
Yeah.
But it has to work vice versa too. Like, don't make it so hard on the baby daddy, ladies.
But you think 15,000 is a lot for Future? 15,000 a month a lot for
I
Future?
think $15,000 is a lot of money for anybody. Because
Future?
man, listen, we gotta stop looking at it in that aspect. And the reason I say we gotta stop looking at it in that aspect is because that's why so many women are out here trying to trap men. They're out here trying to trap men because they know that they can get pregnant by this individual and then go to court and get $10,000, $15,000 a month. That's not right. If they was to actually make people pay a reasonable amount, meaning that you got a little bit for yourself and you got a little bit for the child, people would stop trying to trap motherfuckers. Girls wouldn't be poking holes in condoms. Girls wouldn't be letting guys fuck raw. Girls would stop grabbing dudes' ass cheeks and saying, come at me. They'd stop that shit. Because they know it wouldn't be a payday.
I'm actually gonna disagree a little bit about this because child support is set up in a particular fashion, and that is that your children should have the same type of lifestyle that they have as if they were living at home with you. That means that if you live in a 10-bedroom mansion, you can't put your kids in a studio apartment.
Of course
So
not.
Future makes, you know, what was it, like 100,000 a show these days, and you know he releases an album every 3 weeks, and you know he's doing features and this and that and the third. You know, I know a little bit about money, and 15,000 a month doesn't really seem that much for someone like Future. Granted, he has a lot of kids, but if Ciara and Future were together and baby Future was living in Future's house, it'd probably be the equivalent of about 15,000 a month.
Well, it's two things to that. Number one, that's why, you know, women got to stop trying to trap men and women got to have their own. That's number one. And number two, yeah, I make $100,000 a month. You're getting 15. I got this 10-bedroom house over here. Your house may only be 3 bedrooms, but guess what? We both share custody of the child. So guess what that means? The child's gonna want to be with daddy more than he want to be with you. Because I don't want to be in this 3-bedroom house. I want to be in this 10-bedroom house with daddy. And when the child says, well, damn, daddy, how come mama don't have a 10-bedroom house? You just look your child dead in the eyes and say, well, she fucked that up. She fucked that up, okay? She fucked that up.
She could have been in this 10-bedroom house.
She could have been in this 10-bedroom house, but she fucked that up, you know?
Well, I remember actually I interviewed Future in the studio, and Ciara, like, you know, walked in, you know, in the middle of the interview. And I asked him about the rumors. I mean, this was years ago, you know, about him and Ciara. He goes, oh, nah.
Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm working on music. I'm working on Huz, Kelly Rowland. Man, I'm trying to get more. Just every R&B chick who in the game, who just want to come work with me on rhythm work.
So you snuggled up with all R&B chicks, or just?
We want to snuggle up.
You snuggled a little bit. You know what I mean? No snuggling.
No.
You've never snuggled.
I don't mean snuggling.
It's interesting. I was kind of surprised that they were a couple because Future was all leaned out and Ciara was all like, you know, preppy and, you know, well-spoken and, you know, seemed like, you know, she was well-educated and everything else like that. And you have like Future who's just falling out high. And I was thinking at the time, like, these guys are a couple, huh? Okay.
That's why you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, perception is not reality. I mean, for all we know, you may have caught them in a moment where Future was all drugged out and high, but Ciara might have been drugged out and high that night. And Future might have been the one that was like sober and the one sounding educated and cool. But then again, opposites attract as well. But we also got to remember, man, it's impossible for Future to be on the drugs that he says he's on and work the way that he does. That's what kids got to realize too. Like, and that's the dangerous thing about rap music, because a lot of these times, these guys are putting a lifestyle in their music that they're not really living. But you know, old John Doe sitting at the crib at his mama house, he's the one getting high every single day. Future puts out too much music and is on the road way too much to be as high as much as he says he does. It's impossible. Eventually, it would affect his work ethic.
Pretty sure Future gets high.
I'm sure he gets high too, but I don't think he gets high 95% of the time. I don't think he's high 24/7, 365.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's doing songs like I Hear the Perkies Calling Me and, you know, stuff like that.
He might only do Perkies on Saturday. Perkies might be his cheat drug. He might live a healthy lifestyle Monday through Friday. Saturday, he does a little cheat drug, which is Perkies.
A few Perkies.
Might smoke a little healthy weed Monday through Friday, nice organic weed.
Organic weed.
Saturday's his cheat drug, which is Perkies.
I know Jaden a little bit. You know, we run into each other in Calabasas.
That's cute. He can date all the
he
white
was wearing
girls.
a dress last
wear all
time.
the
Last time I
skirts he
seen
wants
him.
to.
Yeah, he was wearing a dress last time I seen him.
Okay. Does he come down to Crenshaw with one on?
I don't think he goes to Crenshaw, period.
I don't think. He might slip down there, but he ain't got no goddamn skirt on when he comes down there. I bet you that.
Speak up for the black community on the main stage. Cause she don't gotta do that. Beyonce's rich. Beyonce's not black or white, she's Beyonce. All right? She's not man or woman, she's Beyonce. She's reached that level like Oprah. Like Oprah's just an entity. That's what Beyonce is. So Beyonce don't have to speak up for us.